And that is showing and host the Goldsmith. It is the 21st of November, 2024, and it happens to be a Thursday. We are coming to the end of a week. I obviously got one more day left, but coming towards the end of the week that has had a lot of stuff going on. Announcements along the way, new functions or new methods of travel in the game, or new definitions for travel in the game being defined. We've seen some concepts that get added in the idea of city lock in the last week, and some of those things are coming to a reality, and that is city lock is going to be formally kicked off this coming Friday, tomorrow, the 22nd, with some properties that have been available for 2 years or more no longer being available for at least a year. So to watch out for tomorrow. We get into the more details on that. More charging stations are brought to the game of Upland. Again, a concept, a mechanism that didn't exist a week ago, and here they are. Now we're getting even more of them. NFLPA update. Again, this is an update on collections that ties into the fact that really some of these collections aren't that easy to get to, the way some of the positions have been redefined in the new season. And then there's quality of life adjustments that have been promised for a very long time. Finally, we've got some coming. So we'll get into all of those pieces. None of these are major announcements. These are all little updates, or these are all essentially reminders that this that we told you was going to happen is actually happening. It started, it's effective. This is the way it works, but no major announcements, no 15 paragraphs about some new function or feature in the game of Upland. But we will get through what's there, because there is some important pieces there along the way, and definitely some reminders. If you aren't and you haven't gone and minted your properties that you want to mint in a city that's about to lock, now is the time to do it. You have only a few hours left, and we do want to definitely get that reminder out to anybody who is and has been considering minting just a few more properties in one of those legacy cities. To get things kicked off, let's do it. Get the disclaimer out of the way. All views and opinions expressed by myself, mine alone. Shipping tickets, game strategy, or financial advice does not represent the game of Upland, does not represent the team of Upland. And any guest contributors who we do have on have their own opinions, are welcome to them. They should not be taking as game strategy or financial advice. Those opinions do not represent the game of the team of Upland, myself, the Goldsmith of the Cafe Nightly Show. Easy enough. Let's take a look at these updates. And again, they are updates. These are not major announcements. These are small, slight changes along the way, some of which were promised a long time ago. So ultimately, it is just a fulfillment of a prior announcement, potentially. Let's get the reminder here for City Lock. We have a City Lock this coming Friday, tomorrow, the 22nd of November. 9 a.m. PT is when things kick off. Both Chicago and Queens are getting locked tomorrow. Further reminded that non-FSA properties in the following cities will lock tomorrow at 9 a.m. PT. That is November the 22nd, 9 a.m. PT, Queens, and November the 22nd, 9 a.m. PT, Chicago. Mint what you can before then, because then they are locked for at least the period of a year. FSA properties will continue to be available if they have not been minted yet. They will stay on the market as surplus or excess or standing inventory for new players as they come into the game. NFLPA collections update. This is a small one, a brief one, but it is an important one. Just a heads up that the chain movers and defenders NFLPA collections will be removed effective Friday. That's tomorrow, November the 22nd. During the early morning hours. The Powerhouse and Wall of Steel collections were created to replace these two older collections, which were no longer possible to complete for several teams because of the way some positions were listed. Thank you all. Again, this is something that we've had evolutions in NFLPA, the way Upland had updated or changed or moved some players around, the way they defined their top 30 players, the way they had distributed and given people opportunities to self-select and then no longer self-select, move into packs. They have changed the way people interact with NFLPA legits in many ways. And ultimately, along the way, that has meant that some of the things such as collections have changed along the way, as well as the idea of superstars and how people acquire them and how they have differentiated value or don't have differentiated value from the rest of the legits and then memento. So that is something to watch out for and keep your eye on. If you are somebody who is into NFLPA, it essentially means that when that collection goes away, you do have the opportunity to jump into the 2 new collections, specifically the Wall of Steel and the Powerhouse collections are now going to be available effective tomorrow to fill and again have there as replacements for these older collections. That again, the changing the evolution of the legits and how they were structured no longer meets or no longer makes it easy for people to meet those requirements in many cases. That is a quick, easy update. And again, if Upland keeps their eyes on the prize for NFLPA, there may be some small updates to get done along the way here as well. So more city charging or more stations in little small cities along the way that aren't in Upland but are going to be part of the map to allow us to travel further and use those charging stations again to take cars and make them go between cities that otherwise you couldn't get on a single charge. Following addresses have been added: 6623 South 32nd Street, Suite number 4 in Phoenix, Arizona. 5814 East Camelback Road in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know why we need 2 in Phoenix, Arizona. Oh my God, I guess we need 3. 14430 North 19th Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona. Again, I don't know why we need 3 charging stations in one city. I think it seems a little excessive, especially since these charging stations are only meant to be a way station, a place between 2 places. 6341 Maple Street, Santa Fe, New Mexico. 1031 Caledon, Roberto, number 7729 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. 2907 Sorrells Road in Santa Fe, New Mexico. 3815, we're almost there. 130th Street in Lubbock, Texas. I've got another 2 in Lubbock. We have 4511 Clovis Street in Lubbock, and then 3401 Tiffin Avenue in Lubbock, Texas as well. Again, I don't know why we needed multiple in the same city. I think it was a little silly. I don't know how that got a little bit out of hand, but it did happen. But again, Upland looking to have opportunities for people to travel between places and have charging spaces along the way, so they can stop and make that distance. You got to stop. You get out of the bathroom, get out and go to the bathroom out of your car. You got to put a little gas in your car and then get going to the next place. And that's what Upland is simulating here. First, quality of life adjustments. Again, these are updates that had been promised for a while. Quality of life is something that a lot of long-term players have been concerned with. Quality of life are things that are little things that change the way gameplay works, makes it easier to play the game, sometimes easier to see your block explorer on the map, maybe easier to interact with or get information, and theoretically interface the UI UX, the way your interface is and the experience you have while playing the game. That's really what quality of life adjustments generally improve. Let's see what we've got. Firstly, we have reorganized your badges on your BEs to stop them from looking quite so messy or quite so crazy, if you ask me. They're now organized around the edge of your BE. Secondly, we are making some changes to Treasure Rush. Go figure. There's been enough complaints. I think maybe it's time to make some changes. For now on, it will be required to KYC. Oh my God! It only took this long. If you forcibly KYC, it makes it a lot harder for them to spin up an alternate account the second that you give them a cooldown, or the second that somebody gets one account banned because Upland finally figured out that they were being naughty and doing something nefarious, and now the next day they spin up another account, making them KYC. That's going to help. And again, this is on Treasure Rush specifically, but the more we can use KYC to limit bad actors, the more fair, and maybe not fair and just, but the more people who are following the rules, they can be competitive. So it's good. It's fun. It's good that is being done. This will ensure, again, valid participants are able to be involved in each rush, giving you a solid chance at the prize. This is just the start of a large set of improvements we set out in our most recent roadmap not that long ago. Make sure to keep up with our updates as we release more over time. Again, these are two tiny things, but the KYC for Treasure Rush is something people have asked for a while. That is a matter of people looking around and seeing, similar names to the ones they saw at the top of the list last week. This one just happens to have a 4 or a 6 after it. And also, we have seen when people go ahead and get banned because of bad behavior, somehow magically an account pops up with their name except another number afterwards. And again, more management, better management of that is going to help make the treasure hunting feel that much more equitable for people. Like, they actually have a chance. You don't have to win all the time, but you just don't want to feel like you're strongly disadvantaged to somebody else who is not following the rules. So it's nice to see Upland is taking steps to make treasure hunting more fun for most people by reducing or eliminating some of that cheating. For tonight, that's about it. Sometimes we get a chance to read an announcement that takes hours to read, maybe not hours, but 20, 30 minutes to read and then time to comment. That's not what we have tonight. We have small changes over time that make sense and are incremental. So nothing too surprising for tonight. Thank you so much for being here Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT, on Tuesdays and Fridays in the Upland Plaza. Every other day of the weekend, Monday through Friday, we will see you on YouTube, on Twitter, and in the Upland Cafe. If you're in the Upland Discord Cafe, feel free to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.